Hey guys, you're watching TechEdit. My name is Basil and this is the Rokid AR Joy 2 combo. Now I've used a lot of AR glasses in the past and honestly most haven't been very good. They get too hot, they're really uncomfortable after long periods of time. They don't have on-device brightness controls, for example, and as a result are far too reliant on your smartphone. But this combination addresses all of those issues. The Rokid AR Joy 2 comprises of the Max 2 glasses and the Rokid Station. The Rokid Station adding Android TV to the mix. So yes, the Max 2 plugs into your phone, laptop, portable games console, or it plugs into the Rokid Station, which plays back content, streams videos, and games totally independently of your smartphone. The Rokid AR Joy 2 kit isn't much more expensive than the standalone glasses, making the combo a smart choice. Now this video is sponsored by Rokid. I am however going to do my absolute best to give you my honest impressions of what these have been like over the last 2 weeks, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll really be able to know who these are right for, who they aren't right for, and how they fare when it comes to productivity, watching, and gaming as well. I'm going to be splitting this video up into sections, the first being what's in the box of both of these devices. I'm also going to talk about them individually and obviously cover the basics like I just said, watching, gaming, and productivity, plugging the Max 2 glasses into phones, laptops, etc. So before I dive into that, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do. It's how you stay on top of everything that I do. And if you like this video so far, click that thumbs up button. But without any further waiting, let's get into the Rokid AR Joy 2. First, the glasses. Open the box and there is a handy, sturdy case. You also get a USB-C cable that's designed perfectly to fit the glasses while you're wearing them, super comfortable. And of course, the Rokid Max 2 AR glasses. These have speakers at the temples, so the sound is right next to your ears. There's also a USB-C port at the end of the left temple and a volume and brightness control on the right side temple. The temples are flexible, which is why the glasses are so comfortable to use for long periods, and there are also 2 adjustable nose pads in the box plus air vents to keep things cool, as well as scroll wheels to help you adjust the lenses with a correction range from 0 right through to -6, plus support for lens customization, or if you need to, you can also wear your glasses with them. There's also a lens cover. Now if you haven't used AR glasses before, you may not know that without the cover things are semi-transparent. You can kind of see whatever the image is in front of you overlaid in front of whatever's in front of you. The lens cover changes that, making it much more like a traditional display. Covering a few of the glasses specs, and the displays are micro OLED panels that produce really deep inky blacks, vibrant colors, great contrast ratios, really well tuned for all kinds of content. With a super smooth 120 Hz refresh rate, supported content absolutely glides. Because of the distance between the display in the glasses and your eyes, they create the impression of a 215-inch screen, so a super immersive view, and they weigh just 75 grams, so very lightweight. Next, the Rokid Station, and this ships with 2 cables, a USB-C to A cable for charging and a USB-C to micro HDMI for projecting. Of course, you've got the Rokid Station itself. This looks like an Android TV remote control because it is one. On the front, you've got all the key buttons, a 4-way dial select button, etc. On the right side, power button. On the left-hand side, volume rocker. And at the base are the ports, a USB-C connector for charging and a micro HDMI connector for projecting the visuals from the Rokid Station to your glasses. There's also an LED light below the buttons, orange for standby and blue when it's switched on. The Rokid Station has a 5000 mAh battery, which is good for 5 hours of continuous playback or 7 days in standby mode. Running Android TV, it packs an Android TV version of the Google Play Store, and there's 32 GB of storage for apps and offline content. To connect the glasses, you need to use the micro HDMI cable that ships with the Rokid Station, but if you want to connect the glasses to your laptop or your phone, for example, you only need the USB-C to USB-C cable that ships with the glasses themselves. Now, before you assume that running Android TV means you get full access to all the apps in the Google Play Store, hold your horses. It's not necessarily the case. You get a lot of them, but Android TV is streamlined as far as user experience goes to work with a traditional TV remote control. And as a result, you have fewer applications available. Apps that are on there are all designed to work great with this kind of an interface. Now, for me personally, the glasses really did sell themselves. However, it took a little bit more geeking out to understand why the Rokid Station could be such a great solution. So I'm going to start with my real-world experience of this guy before I get on to the Rokid Max 2. Firing up the Rokid Station for the first time, logging in with my Google account, I quickly loaded up Amazon Prime Video, Crunchyroll, Disney+, Apple TV and VLC Player via the App Store. I watched Lord of the Rings Season 2 on it and it looked so good paired with Bluetooth headphones and of course the Max 2 AR glasses. It was a beautifully immersive way to enjoy Middle-earth. Now, I wasn't able to download or install Netflix or BBC iPlayer, so this isn't a one-stop shop for every single streaming app, but I just hooked up my phone for those two and it wasn't a problem, as I'll come on to later. Now, because the Rokid Station is lighter and smaller than a smartphone, I was able to, with the glasses hooked up, slip it in my pocket, have the glasses on, and get around the house really easily. No obstruction to my field of vision when I didn't have the lens cover on. So the semi-opaque kind of view was perfect for mundane tasks like doing the dishes. Initially, I thought this might be less safe than if I had a phone or a TV in the corner, but because whatever I'm watching with these glasses is always in my field of vision, slightly higher than my eye line, and what I'm cooking is below my eye line, it's actually less distracting than having a phone off in the corner or a TV behind you, for example. You could keep everything within your field of vision without having to turn around. This is perfect for mundane tasks that you can do kind of mindlessly that take ages. Now, it is worth bearing in mind that because this is Android TV, the versions of the apps on the Rokid Station don't support offline downloads. If you want to load up movies for a flight, you're better off using your phone. I wasn't even able to drag and drop files onto the Rokid Station when I hooked it up to a Mac or Windows laptop via USB-C, so I almost exclusively used it for streaming. Speaking of streaming, it's also excellent for gaming. I paired the DualSense controller from my PlayStation 5 and through the Google Play Store downloaded some games I already own. Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy IX, Riptide GP2, and these looked great and played back smoothly. More impressive though was game streaming. I had the best success with my PS5 using PS Remote Play. Now, if you're a PlayStation owner and are thinking of using the Remote Play functionality, definitely don't use Sony's official application. Instead, buy the PS Play app. It's definitely worth it, unlocking a higher resolution, and you can also pair non-Sony controllers. And this works if you've got a Rokid Station or any Android device, but it really did look so good on the Rokid Max 2's OLED displays. You can also download NVIDIA GeForce Now and Steam Link as well for even more ways to stream games. So the Rokid Station can create a console-level gaming experience in quite a few ways. Practically speaking, I found I used the AR Joy 2 combination of the Rokid Station and the Max 2 the most when my TV was in use by someone else in the household, or like I said, when I was getting on with day-to-day tasks and needed some peripheral awareness while simultaneously being entertained by something more enjoyable than the dishes. Now, what I didn't find the Rokid Station great for was productivity. You can pair a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse with it that makes text entry much easier on the apps that do work on it. But I definitely found that if you want to be productive, you'll want to hook up the Max 2 glasses with your laptop or smartphone. And that brings me on to my next section of this video, and that really is focusing on the Rokid Max 2 glasses. Starting with smartphones, you can hook up iPhones or Androids that support video out. So that means the iPhone 15 15 Pro, 16 Pro, and most Android flagships from the S24 Ultra through to the Honor Magic V3 that I'm reviewing now. This also works with the USB-C iPad Pros too. Better still, hook up a phone with a desktop mode like Samsung DeX and it'll activate on the glasses, which is perfect when you have a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse connected to your phone. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll talk more about work in a moment, but first let's talk about watching. Rokid's added HDCP support to the Rokid AR Joy 2, so video streaming apps can play back video with copyright on the glasses. This worked across Netflix, iPlayer, and Prime Video in my tests with the Honor Magic V3 and iPhone 15 Pro. Next, gaming. Using a gamepad, I could play Solo Leveling Arise on Android, Genshin on my iPhone or iPad. Genshin, FYI, doesn't work with a gamepad for Android for some reason, and all of the games were more intuitive with a Rokid Max 2 than they would have been if I was just relying on my small iPhone or Android phone screen. As for work, I rent a shared office space near me and I really struggle with distraction on some days. People on their phone, walking by, chatting, even when I'm working out of a booth in that office space. But the Rokid Max 2 did a great job of keeping me focused. Whether I plugged them into my phone with a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse for distraction-free document editing and emailing, or into my computer, I just found the whole experience kept my attention focused on my work more than my typical laptop setup. And I also had way better posture when I was using the Max 2 glasses than slouching over my laptop or tablet. So there are multiple benefits to it for me personally. One point worth noting, as with all AR glasses, the corners are slightly less sharp than the center of whatever's being displayed. So the setup isn't perfect for really intricate, small text across your whole display. So I found it was less useful for video editing than perhaps I wanted it to be, where I had teeny tiny elements on screen. But if I was working across multiple displays, it was all right for video editing. I could just put my preview in the glasses and my timeline below, or vice versa. Once I got used to that quirk, I found I could really make the experience work brilliantly for me. There's also one more situation that I really fell in love with the Rokid Max 2 glasses, and it was on an aeroplane. I am tall, 193 centimeters, 6'4", so when I'm flying, especially on an economy class flight, I cannot even open my 16-inch MacBook Pro to work. And this is a real limitation. I end up paying for premium economy just so that I can work. These guys actually meant I could work on an economy flight because I could partially open my laptop, hook these in, and I can navigate my keyboard and trackpad without being able to see them. So it all just worked much, much better than having to squish down so I could see my monitor, my screen of my laptop. So that's a really strong selling point for taking my Max 2 traveling with me. A side note to that, I was working with confidential files when I was using the Rokid Max 2 with my laptop on the flight. I wouldn't have been able to work on sensitive documents if everyone could see my screen. So that's just another advantage to incorporating these into my workflow. And so hopefully now you have a better idea as to what it's like to live with a Rokid AR Joy 2, a combination of the Rokid Max 2 glasses and the Rokid Station that come together to create a really independent AR system that also plays really, really nicely with your smartphone, your laptop, tablet, etc. In the description, you'll find a link to Rokid's site and a $20 voucher for TechEdit viewers. If you have any questions about the AR Joy 2 combo, please do let me know in the comments section and I will do my best to answer. As ever, if you like the video, please click that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel to stay on top of everything I do. It really helps me out. Have a wonderful day.